I hope my internet doesn't cut out during this one, because this is a subject where you don't want a word cut out or a comma missing when you're talking about it. You know what I mean?
The context matters here. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Okay. Oh, we thought about just making 132 its own episode altogether, but we're just going for it. Let's just do it.
Let's just do it.
Let's set the stage here for a second. First and foremost, polygamy is not weird. Okay? It's not Western. For a fact. It is not part of Western culture. But polygamy in and of itself is not weird. It's all throughout ancient civilizations. It's all throughout Eastern culture. It's all throughout the Bible. So starting a conversation or an exploration of polygamy with a bias that it's something strange, it's something weird, it's something that doesn't fit, that mindset, it's a non-starter. Like, you cannot even approach the subject with that level of skepticism, because it's a ridiculous stance to take. Okay, this is where we're approaching with. This is how we're starting this conversation. Okay.
And before you move on, let me just add that, again, getting back into perspective, because let's not get captive by the moment. The vast majority of cultures throughout human history have practiced a form of plural marriage. Now, that doesn't mean all those cultures are good. Clearly, I'm not suggesting.
It doesn't mean they did it correctly.
That doesn't mean they did it correctly, and it doesn't mean that plural marriage or polygamy implements or endows one with some great righteousness, right? That's not.
And it doesn't necessarily mean it's inherently good.
Right. But just to further your point of saying it's not weird, I'm just trying to add to that is the majority, like 80 to 85% of cultures throughout history that we have a record of, have practiced a form of plural marriage, right? So for the vast majority of human experience and history, it's not weird. It's weird to us, right? In Western civilization, but Western civilization has its downfalls too. So let's not pretend like we're the litmus test of how grand humans can be. Like, it's not weird, because the vast majority of humans, and frankly, many humans today, in many cultures today, would not see an issue nor have a problem with the idea of or the concept of plural marriage. So this furthers your point.
Yeah. Now, having said that, the fact that it is weird to us as Westerners is actually an important part of why it's going to be revealed to begin with, like, altogether. Because, like, part of what we're going to read here is that there is an element of being tested, of being true and faithful in all things, and if you will show obedience to living priesthood, that is an element of what we're going to see in this revelation. So God is clearly taking advantage of the fact that the restoration is happening in this Western culture. But up to this point, Joseph Smith's revelations have promoted monogamy. The Book of Mormon is not a big fan of David's fall, right, and how he let lust enter his heart, and they kind of associate that with the polygamous situation. Book of Mormon's Lehi is told, no, let's just stick with monogamy for your patriarchal reign. Okay, so we have monogamy in the Book of Mormon for their peoples. You have the old Section 101, which is no longer there, which was a monogamous revelation. I think maybe even a little kind of anti-plural marriage and how it's written. Thank you for watching. If you found this content spiritually enlightening, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Like the gospel, these little things make all the difference, and it helps the algorithm push out better content for everyone to enjoy on YouTube.